What up, people? So it is day 28, and today was a good day. Um, it's a pretty good day. I was feeling confident, and I've just been, being productive, or at least trying to, and stuff like that. But yeah, now I'm here about to get back into this Photoshop. I think I'm going to finish. What page am I on? 8. Yeah. So I want to finish that so I can do the last two before I figure out my life. Um, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see where the series goes after that. Um, but actually, I've been thinking about characters a lot, and for whatever reason, I had the random thought about that the thing that like famous people say when, well, no, well, not they say, how people say about famous people, how it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I know you my whole life, like we're like brothers, even though I don't know you. Get on my face. No, but that connection that you feel with somebody that don't know you because of media or because YouTube famous or whatever. I feel like that transparency can relate to why characters are so good and so dear to our hearts. I think it's the same thing, that same emotion that makes you feel like you love this character or you love this icon. Is the same thing that uh, makes you a fan of someone like Beyonce or something like that. Um, it was pretty interesting when I was thinking about it, just because it if that's like one of your goals to be kind of YouTube famous or what have you, there's a lot of people out there that will judge, that will have their own opinions, and you can ask anybody famous on YouTube, like the comment section is never 100% good. Like there's a lot of crap on the internet, and you'll get it just because, and you can't let it get to you because most of it, majority of it, is just BS that the world likes throwing. Um, but besides all that, I think that that transparency is the same thing, or is uh, that transparency is duplicated within characters of fiction. The more character is transparent within the story because of the writer, the more you feel them or the more you understand them. And I mean, it sounds obvious when you say it, but it defines good characters, which eventually define good stories. Because you see the character art and everything like that. You can have. That's why the best villains are the ones that you see their point of view, and you see their struggle, or you see their ideals, and how they live. Um, I guess going back to the whole science fiction thing, the the playfulness or the characteristic of sci-fi that people might brush off and not um, take seriously is probably that the main protagonist is the hero, the main antagonist is the villain, and there's like no real in between. Like who you need to vote for and this and that, and even my critiques of DC and my critiques of Marvel, I feel like, you know, a lot of DC's villains are like the best, but at the same time, a lot of Marvel's heroes are the best. Because you end up relating. I feel like, and this is, of course, you can curse me out in the comments or whatever if you want, but of course, it's an internet debate. But I feel like you can relate to a lot of the villains more, at least nowadays generation. The villains are meant to be more relatable than the heroes, honestly, at least for me personally. It feels like they put more into their villains versus their heroes, because Batman and Superman have never really been relatable to me. It's only been recently, actually, as garbage as Batman vs Superman was, the philosophy of Superman dealing with this God complex and trying to figure out what to do, humanized him. And that was like the only time I've ever related to Superman. And same thing with Dark Knight. Well, it's a little hard, but Batman is, I mean, I still feel like Batman is a decent character or a good character, but I don't feel like he's been done justice. But Joker is by far one of the best characters. Scarecrow, seeing him in that movie was like, oh, I was like, oh snap! If I was a scientist, I feel like doing some stuff to mess some people's life up. Okay. So you know, it had you thinking. But then, you know, when you look at Marvel, you have Spider-Man, who is one of the most relatable characters, I feel like. And I feel like that's why they've thrived, because, you know, it's a character that constantly struggles with his hero side. He's trying to have a normal life. He's trying to just be a good friend. He's trying to be a good boyfriend. He's trying to go to college, worry about his career and stuff like that. But at the same time, he has a responsibility, or does he have that responsibility? And I feel like that's a smart conflict to have in characters, because it's relatable. And on the flip side of that, you look at Hulk. The reason why, well, that and legal issues. The reason why Hulk is has issues with his movies, because it's kind of a hard character to relate to. So yeah, I think character development is such a important thing when it comes to storytelling. And back to the whole, you know, YouTube famous, or just famous in general, that transparency. When you see, trying to think of an example, when you see Spider-Man, or if you guys watch Daredevil, right? When you see Daredevil like doing his thing, worrying about his career, but then, you know, he has this super sensitive hearing. So if he hears somebody screaming, he is faced with that conflict of, do I like scrap everything, or do I let this person like get robbed or die or something like that? Because he has to live with that. And is it his responsibility? But, you know, every citizen has the potential to be a good Samaritan or be a everyday hero, but he actually has the potential to be a better hero, but he still has his own life to live. He still deserves his own life to live. And it's the same with, you know, it's the same with people that are more popular or famous. You know, when you see them, when you hear them talk about their own struggles, when you see their flaws, see their weaknesses, it helps for you as the individual to relate. And just like with characters, you know, you can see a person's whole character arc, and you can agree that that's a good character. Like, he was introduced well, you saw his struggle, his conflict, he overcame this, made mistakes, this and that, he fell through, but he came out on top, and you see his growth. And I feel like the more, when you're famous, the more that people can see that and everything like that, you can still say a good character is a good character. You might not like him, or he might not be talking for you, or you might not be able to relate to him. But I think that respect is more so there. Plus, at the same time, like, anybody famous or anybody who you might feel some type of way about, you don't have to like listen to him. You don't have to follow him. You don't have to watch his YouTube videos. People just like following people that they hate for some reason. It's so weird. But yeah, I was thinking about Prince Zuko from The Last Airbender. Was by far like one of the best character arcs like ever. But in my opinion, he's without a doubt the best character in that show. And his arc, how he grows from chasing the Avatar to dealing with internal conflicts, fighting with his uncle, wanting to do the right thing but still wanting to fight for his honor and make his father proud, be welcomed back to his home. He fails, he makes mistakes, he loses battles, and just him questioning himself, I think, makes an important is an important gesture for people to see, to know that you're human. You know, which sometimes sucks, because that's the worst, like, arguably the worst part of us, and no one likes showing that and everything. No one likes talking about the bad times and everything like that, and there's only a few people that actually watch us grow and watch us change. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, Zuko overcame all of that and decided to fight for a better cause. And we love him for that. And even if you don't like, and I don't necessarily relate to his story, but I know there's people out there that relate to. I know that people out there are going through struggles like that with their family and trying to do this with their pride, with their ego, and gotta constantly trying to figure out what's the right thing to do, and debating with people, and basically wearing their flaws on their cuffs. And it's, you know, if you're going through that too, it's nice to see that someone else is going through that. But just as a viewer, I can see that and say that's a good character. You know, so even if I become a YouTube star, either way, I want to try to maintain a nice vlogging or transparency persona to myself in public. But I want to be able to, I want people to be able to look at me and say, that's a good guy or a cool guy, even if they can't really relate to me. I think that's kind of what's been one of the issues why what people might have their feelings towards me and stuff like that without even really knowing me. You know, just because I don't really, I guess I I guess I could come off as I'm a know-it-all, or a, uh, someone who's very prideful. But that's just because, well, to excuse that, you know, I'm just an opinionated person. Um, but you know, I, and as others do, um, deserve a platform to be judged based on, not just, you know, that one voice, that one message. You know, people should be able to follow someone or to talk to someone, because we're all living the same life, so we have to coexist. But when you're able to see someone's growth, see someone's path, and see their struggle and everything like that, um, you at least get a little bit of understanding where they're coming from, whether or not you agree with it. Um, I think that that behavioral give and take is a good way for people to, you know, to like each other, or to know about each other, to feel comfortable with each other without them even knowing. So yeah, that's just something that I was randomly thinking about. I was like, aha, maybe that's why, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to get people to like me by spilling all of my business out on YouTube. But the correlation, I found that with like character development, I thought was pretty cool. You guys let me know what you think about it. But even if not, or you think I'm just stupid and made it all up, um, you know, hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video. Sorry for being so long-winded, guys, but I think it's kind of cool that we have the ability to empathize with so many people that we don't even know, even made up characters. I think it's important for us to be transparent and open, not just about our flaws, but our goals and ambitions, and to not be too prideful about it. That's something I really want to work more and more on. I love being incredibly open-minded and focused on being nice and friendly, to be able to just enjoy life, learn from other people, and pass blessings on to the next person. I truly feel you get the most out of life if you just stay positive and spread the love. So putting all that into a politically conscious comic book should be interesting. Once I finish the first 10 pages, I think I'm going to go back over all of these before I actually start publishing them. There's a lot of inconsistencies and just things I want to make sure doesn't distract from the continuity. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I'll see you tomorrow.